Okay. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Sky Tour live stream on the last day of April 30th. I want to just welcome all of you here today. Thank you for coming out and hanging with us. Keith Ickes from P&K Spaceimaging will be calling in soon. He'll be joining us tonight. We are really pumped tonight because we have a supernova that has kicked off in a galaxy called NGC 4647, and it's known as an active galaxy, and it's got a lot going on in there. So we're gonna check it out and see if we can actually see it. I'm in the focus process right now, as you can see right here. So we're getting our focus set. So we have a solution for our focus, as you can see right here. So we're going to go to that best position right now. And so our automated focusing system is getting us perfectly aligned. This is good. Oh yeah, I'm really excited. This is very exciting. All right, so let's see here. Okay. Yep. Okay, so this is done, and we are now at hopefully a good critical focus. The supernova is not yet visible. It's inside. This is a galaxy nucleus. This is a galaxy nucleus. Okay, this is NGC 4647, and this one here, which I'll show you just to make it clear, we'll bring up our planetarium, show you where we are. All right. That's measure 60. That's just below it. All right, and let's take a 10-second shot just to see if we can, just to confirm the field. Okay, here we go. 10 seconds under a live stack. I've already calibrated the guiding system. As you can see, there's still some light out. It's still light out. And we're waiting for that to come to an end here. All right, so that's measure 60, that's 4647. Let's identify these other galaxies in the field just to make sure that we are in the right place. All right, so let's do this and give us our field of view. There we are. All right, so this is the way we're aligned. This is our field of view. So it's tilted. You can see that what we see in the screen, right, is actually tilted, right, because we're actually over to the eastern side of the horizon a little bit, and over time we'll actually see this change. All right, let's get this system aligned. There we go. I want to say hi to Ubercrew, JCO77, Donald Kunzer, Anahata77, Izabela is with us tonight, Fractal Frog, Zadarak, hi guys, how you doing? CND Boy is with us, and Jessica S, she says, Supernova, I love it. Yeah, well, yeah, I hope you love it all, because you got more coming. DK couldn't stay around with us, he's got bedtime, and Donald Kunzer says, time for coffee. Well, you're absolutely right. So you guys, we'll hang out here. As I said, Keith Ickes will be calling in from P&K Spaceimaging in a few minutes. But let's see if we can actually tease some data out of this early. Okay. Oh yeah. Holy cow. I think we got it. Let me just get in there closer. Let's just go right to 100%. Yeah. Okay, folks. This is measure 60. This is 4647, and that right there is a star that is no more. That is a supernova. So we caught one. Ta-da! Yeah. This supernova has a name. It's called 2022 HRS. And just so you see what we're looking at, this is the designation for it. All right. Now, again, we're still early in the evening, so we don't have a perfectly dark sky yet. But we do have a perfect supernova. Look at that. It's really bright. I mean, it started off pretty dim when it first was noticed about 9 days ago. But look at that, huh? Amazing. Hey, Charles Smar. Oh, thanks, Charles. Wow. That's right. Alan Smith's documentary is out now. Papa Tom, I didn't forget you. I didn't say hello to you. I thought I certainly said hello to you. If I didn't, I am so sorry. Yes, Izabela, it's real. That's the supernova in a distant galaxy. Now, as far as how distant, let's go check it out. Okay. The galaxy we're looking at is NGC 4647. Okay, that's this one right here. Okay. And this galaxy is a galaxy that is it is a galaxy. It's an active galaxy. It's called. It has a magnitude or a brightness of 12.5, and that means a combined brightness. And let me do a color correction here just to get rid of the blue tint for now. Here we go. Bada boom. Now that looks great. So now I can do this. Just do a little bit of a. There we go. Now I'm gonna just drag this down a little bit, kind of make it a little more visible. There we go. Holy cow. Wow, this is very bright. So now this supernova has brightened a tremendous amount. It's actually probably as bright, if not brighter, than the galaxy as a whole in terms of all the light. And in terms of the distance, 4647, this galaxy here, is actually 79 or almost 80 million light years away. That's a long distance. This one's Messier 60, right? And Messier 60 is actually a little bit different. Messier 60 is only 54 million light years away. So this galaxy with its supernova is literally, or just about 30 million light years further. So that's pretty cool. But there we go. We've got this beautiful rendering of a supernova. And I'm really pleased we could see this, to be honest with you, because I've been pumped to see it. You know, this has been a good weekend for me so far. Yesterday, I did filming for the show on History Channel called The Unexplained. That's the one hosted by Captain Kirk, William Shatner. And so that was fun to do. I was very careful not to do my Shatner impression. I didn't want to get anybody mad at me. But I told him I'd do it. And he said, "Oh, do it at the end. Do it." No, I'm not going to do it. And I didn't do it. But, so this is really cool. All right, let me, let's do a straightforward, another push here. Okay, yeah. And we're going to just leave it like that. We're going to drag our mid-range down just a little bit. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're also going to add some enhancement. Right now, I'm not adding any enhancement. Papa Tom asked a question, which is, could a supernova that far away ever hit the Earth? No, Papa Tom. The only thing that gets to us is the light from it, but the light isn't dangerous to us. Okay? But this is the supernova. My gosh, it's just beautiful. I'm really impressed with how this looks. I can't tell you. Of course, I just didn't I? Yeah, it's really beautiful. You know, really, really beautiful. Let me see now if I can try something. So, yeah. Let me look at. I'm just trying to. I have a telestrator here. I can try and get this to draw something on the screen here if I can. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. Oh, that stinks. It used to work. Alright, so it's not working. Alright, that's no problem. Okay, so you can see it though because you can see my cursor. Alright. So you might notice these galaxies are rather ill-defined. That's because this galaxy here, 4647, is an active galaxy, but it is almost 80 million light years away. And Messier 60 is an elliptical galaxy, so it's almost a spherical galaxy. It's slightly elongated, okay, and that makes it on the scale that we rate them at with a capital E, right? Instead of an E0 or an E1, it's an E2. So it's not E0, not E1, but E2. It's a slightly elongated, and E7, for instance, would be way out here, you know, more elongated. So these don't really have a look to them that's really well defined. You think there's more, but sometimes there isn't with these ellipticals. But man, look at that! What a beautiful supernova! It's definitely brighter than the whole galaxy. That is just incredible. Let me pull our black level back a little bit. I'm gonna do a color correction again to get this corrected to the right color. There we go. And then I'm gonna pull the black level back across the peak to kind of show more of the detail. There we go. That's cool. Now that is crazy. That is beautiful. Wow. That is just beautiful. I can't believe it. We wait years sometimes to see things like this. And here we have it. You know, this is not quite as exciting, but is nearly as exciting as catching the meteor hitting the moon. Okay? Not quite, but nearly. So we'll be able to do some work on this to be able to see what's going on here. One thing I want to do is now that I have it up with that kind of detail, I'm going to drag this down and sort of pinpoint the size of the supernova. Okay. Now think about this. 79 million light years away. Yeah. This is a galaxy that, and this supernova occurred at a time before the dinosaurs were destroyed by the asteroid. That's when this occurred. It occurred actually. It was actually 14 million years later, earlier actually, that it actually occurred. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Marianne, we're actually seeing a supernova. Okay, these are two galaxies that you see on the screen here, and this thing right here is in this galaxy, 79 million light years away. And that's the supernova that occurred in that galaxy, and we're catching it. We're seeing it. Now that is pretty cool. Actually, they're actually looking for data on the supernova, so SkyThru Livestream will be providing data on the supernova to them. We'll be able to show them, and I think that'll be pretty cool. Charles Smart says, Mark, would a supernova of this class be visible if the galaxy was edge on? Yes, it would be, Charles, because this supernova is really, really bright. And so unless it was obscured completely by dust clouds, we would still see it. And in fact, because this galaxy is more or less face on to us, it's even easier to see. But there is dust above the plane and below the plane, so not to worry about that. There we go. I got myself back in focus. I went out of focus because I lose my focus easily. I have my Thai tea. I'm happy. Well, so isn't this cool, guys? We're actually witnessing a supernova. And it's happening live right before your eyes. I really think this is cool. This is cool. Wow. So we're doing a 10-second shot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. I'm going to clear this stack, but I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to save it. All right, but I'm going to call it NGC 4647 Supernova. Okay. And then now I'm going to pause this. We have 72 of these stacked. I think that's enough. And then we're going to start having some fun with this. Okay, so we're going to save it. And when I hit save, right up here, you're going to see a bar show up, okay, that shows that we actually are saving this file. Okay, so let's say save. And we should see a green bar that says that it's saved the astronomical file format called FITS. And but not to worry, you're not going to lose out on that, because in addition, we will be saving it exactly as you see it here. All right. And so this is a 10-second shot. It only took 10 seconds to show you a supernova that is 79 million light years away. And so this is an elliptical galaxy, and this is an active galaxy, which may be a spiral, but we're only doing a 10-second shot. We're going to do a longer shot now to see what is going on. And then I'll tell you all about the supernova, what kind it is, and how it happened. All right. Papa Tom says, Mark, at any point in the supernova, will we be able to see it with the human eye? I doubt it. I doubt it, Tom. I doubt it. You know, it's actually something that needs to be seen with a telescope. There's just not enough light coming to trigger the eye receptors. You know, 79 million, Jessica. That's right. Actually, like more than 79 million light years. Okay, so let's clear this stack. All right. We saved it already under our supernova. So we're clearing it. We're going to get rid of the stack. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to go to 35 seconds. All right. And we'll stack that. And Keith's going to call us in just a second or so. All right. Okay. And we'll use the same file directory, right, for the longer exposure. So let's talk about this supernova. In fact, how does supernova occur? What kinds are there? Well, we have supernovae that occur in general because stars run out of their fuel. They run out of the nuclear fuels to keep sustained hydrogen fusion and other fusion of other materials going. You've seen the periodic table. We all hate it. Well, I don't. I like it. But that's because I'm weird. But the periodic table has all these elements in it that were synthesized in the hearts of a star. Okay? So these periodic table elements synthesized there are being generated in the core of the star. And what happens is, as these elements get synthesized, the fuel to make them finally runs out. And when that happens, well, then we find that oh, here we go. Hold on. Greetings, Mr. Keith.
I'll never get over how loud that Skype ring is.
It is terrible, yeah. All right. Welcome, guys. This is Keith Ickes from P&K Spaceimaging. I was just telling them I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen with you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to share the screen. And I'm going to share it because there's something really important that we're looking at right now.
Sweet.
Yeah, so there you go. So what we're saying was, first of all, these are two galaxies. Do you see them, Keith?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is NGC 4647, and this is Messier 60. That dot is a supernova that just occurred. And we see it now. We got a supernova that we've caught in this galaxy. And it's supernova 2022 HRS, as it's called. And it's in this galaxy, which is 79 million light years away. And I was just explaining how these supernovae occur. So give me a moment. So
my microphone is good.
Yeah, your mic is good actually. I can adjust you, so I can move you
sure
up.
across. I wasn't too low or anything, or
Nope, you're not. You're
'Cause I
not
have
too
you-
low.
Headphones.
What's that?
I have you on speaker instead of headphones. I just want to make sure there was like no feedback or anything.
Okay, I am getting some clipping.
Some clipping.
Mm-hmm. So,
Go on.
all right, so this supernova is what we're talking about. Okay, we talk about. Oh, thanks. That's Sean. Thanks, man. Farva, you're the man.
And Farva and Izabela and everybody I
Yeah.
haven't seen forever.
I know, and Marianne's here too. You know, weird guys here.
Let me go grab
Greggy Gilgan. Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the speaker. I'll be right back with
good.
you.
Okay. So this right here then is the supernova that's 79 million light years away. Now here's when a star runs out of its nuclear fuel, a couple things can happen. First of all, if it's a big massive star, when it runs out with nuclear fuel, then nothing can be pushing out. It has radiative energy pushing out to balance the force of gravity, trying to crash it into itself and compress it, because that's what a star is. It's just an equilibrium ball of plasma, okay? And that really active energy pushing out holds the star up and sustains it. But when that wanes a little bit, then the star starts to collapse. And then you can start pulsating and pumping back and forth, and that's something that happens too. Now, in the case of a core collapse supernova where you run out of fuel, then the nucleus just collapses. And it collapses, and of course, once it collapses into the center, it can't go anywhere else, so it bounces back out, usually off of an iron and nickel core, okay? Because iron can't be fused into anything else. And so then it blows, when it comes in and bounces back out, you still have all these materials that are streaming in at very high speed, colliding with material going out at very high speed. And so that rips the star to pieces. That's called a core collapse supernova. That's not what happened here. Okay? This supernova, based on its spectrum, looks like what's called a 1A. Okay, this is a core collapse supernova is a type 2, as in Roman numeral 2, II. Okay? This is an IA, a 1A, Roman numeral 1A, the letter A. And that means that there is a star here that is going around another star, and one of them advanced to a red giant and then shrunk down to a white dwarf at some point in its life. Now, white dwarfs are very sensitive to getting additional mass onto their surfaces. And if that additional mass is more than 1.44 solar masses, the mass of our sun, okay, if that's more than that, then the star will go into an amazing process where it'll begin this fusion of this acquired material on its surface, and that could be enough to blow the star up, okay, the white dwarf. And that's true. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened here. This is based on the spectrum, we're looking at a type 1A supernova here. Gosh, I gotta tell you, this was
good.
Just the other day. This was dim. You know, now it's much brighter. So we're
What's
doing
that
all
blue?
right
A
here.
dead pixel over there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, it's not a dead pixel. It's just, you know, they vary on this sensor for some reason.
right.
But yes.
Well, listen. Let's just dive into this because how you been, man?
I've been
talked to
good,
you
man.
forever.
How have you? I know.
You know, I woke up. I can't complain.
Okay.
But I'm gonna.
Okay, well.
My life has been chaotic and insane, and it's
Well-
almost over. Not my life, the chaotic and insane thing.
Oh, okay. I hope so. How's Siobhan?
Good. She's actually downstairs at the moment. But yeah, between moving, selling 2 houses, having to clean out 2 houses, it's been.
Where'd you move?
It's been, what's that?
Where did you
Well,
move
me-
to?
Well, me and the wife are now living together. Whoa.
I gathered that, but where did you
So
move?
we had to combine houses. Well, I had 2 houses I had to sell. The last one goes to settlement on the 13th of May, but we had to clean it out, and then we had to
Okay.
clean my old house out because the uncle got COVID, and we had to put him in a home, you know, assisted living, which is if anybody has ever had to deal with assisted living, I feel bad for you.
Nightmarish.
$10,000 a month.
It's a racket.
It is a racket.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If you think about it, someone
we had
that
to sell
has
the property.
Yeah, as someone that has a surgery, okay, it may or may not cost that much for them to be in the hospital. You know, so it's just crazy.
Yeah,
they got you.
Don't get me
wrong.
The place that we have them in is like it's called Sunrise. It's actually like a really good place, but $10,000 a month. It's insane.
Wow. Very cool.
So, you might see me standing in the corner with a sign.
That's a funny comment. Yeah.
No, but besides that, everything is improving. Everything's good. Everything's settling down. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. I was talking to Paul the other day.
That's good.
So
yeah, I mean, because P&K Space Imaging is the best moon stream and planetary stream that has ever been on YouTube at all. So I think that you guys owe it to all these people to get your butts back in gear.
Oh, we have plans. If you haven't seen, and I'll just type something in the chat right here, the name has officially changed. So let me just put this very intellectual saying in the chat.
That means it's going to be something stupid.
No.
I hope not.
But yeah, we have lost the space imaging part of the name.
So, okay.
So is it because there are other things coming. There's other things planned. Oh, by the way, I need to ask you something. I got contacted.
No. Wait. Just put the name in first. Don't say squirrel.
What are you talking about?
I want to see the name.
Yeah.
It's not in the chat.
Somebody contacted me from your Discovery network.
Okay.
And I
I gave your name a bunch of times.
What's that?
I gave your name a bunch of times to everybody.
Well, I told them no.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
Why?
They wanted to use one of the clips of quote-unquote UFO for people like you to look at. And I said, no, we already identified that. And they kept wanting that clip. And I'm like, no, it's already been identified. We kind of know what that is. I said, but if you want some other ones, I can point you in the direction of other ones we don't know what it is. You know?
Okay.
And I'm like, so I wanted to ask you about the person that contacted me, because supposedly you would probably know them. So I just wanted to make sure it was like a legit, person.
Right. Sure. Sure.
But I'll send you the name sometime whenever.
Where'd you put your name in this? Where'd you put the new name? Because I don't
see chat. It's right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Do you see it right in front of you?
It's literally right in the middle of the chat right now. Here, let me tag you. @SkyTour. Yeah, there we go.
Are you talking about the chat, public chat, or the Skype chat?
The YouTube chat.
Oh, well, I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
Oh. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Okay. All right, there you go.
I didn't want to put it in the Skype chat because that would be
See, Papa Tom knows the name. It's Poo Poo Pee Pee.
Poo Poo Pee Pee. Papa Tom, how you been, brother?
Oh, go through the list. I mean, you got a lot of people here that miss you.
Yeah, man. Genghis. Oh, Marianne. I miss you so much. Is Marianne coming to Pine Bush this year or no?
Yes, she is.
Nice.
Are you?
All right. So, yeah. Marianne. And
all right.
We got here.
Good.
Fractal Frog. I remember them. Of course, we always remember Weird Guy and Jessica.
Yeah.
And Uberku, I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting yet. Of course, D. Smith.
Uberku's great. Yeah.
Greggy, I don't think I've had the pleasure
Greggy Gilkin. He's from Australia.
Oh, yeah? And, of course, the Smurf himself, Mr. Smar.
Yeah, Charles Smar.
Yeah. I'm just kind of going up here. Tim, I remember Tim F.
Tim F. Yeah. Tim F. I didn't say hi to you yet. I'm sorry. I missed that.
I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you all are been supporting Marc here at the Sky Tour live stream, or as we like to say around here, the Sky Tour live stream.
Yeah. This is Sky Tour live stream west, coming to you from the Arizona desert. Coming to you from the high Arizona desert. How's
Amanda doing?
I don't know.
Really?
I haven't talked to her. I mean, I only talked to her on the show. She hasn't been here for a long time. Oh. You know. She gets so busy. Daryl's great. Daryl's yeah, he's probably lurking in the chat right now, looking at the supernova. I hope. I mean, I was trying to tell him.
Hello to Daryl. And do you have somebody else on your radio show now, or no? Is it still just you three?
No, we have Amanda, we have Daryl, and we have Tara. Tara's the Arizona artist that made our door out there, but she's also a creative manager in the SkyTour Livestream 501c3 organization that we've made.
Awesome.
Yeah, because we're actually going for, funding. Because, we've been doing this on all of our own funds, and the GoFundMe's been phenomenal.
You ought to dedicate 1% of your GoFundMe to special needs people. I mean, I'll be that person, but, just send it my way.
You don't match the special needs.
$10,000 a month. No, I was joking. Yeah. No, that's good, man. Yeah, it looks like a good crowd tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was actually very much hoping that we were going to be able to see the supernova as we are. I mean, we've got 31 people in there now. I mean, I imagine that we might get some more, but this is crazy. Thank you, Farva.
Papa Tab. Answer that man's question. He's asked you twice.
Yeah. He says, "Have you heard about astronomers just spotted a black hole in the size of Jupiter meandering across the galaxy?" Yeah, it could be. I have not heard that. But
hey, is that what the European people are going to be coming out with in a couple weeks? There's supposed to be a big announcement coming from the European sphere.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know yet. I mean, I know that they're also heavily invested in the James Webb. And if you look at some of the stuff with James Webb, oh, God, we're now looking back in time, baby. We're looking back in time. We're looking at the galaxies that are so far away, moving so fast away from us, that all of their data is in the infrared. It's been shifted into the red. That's called redshift. And when something comes at you at high speed, the frequency is shortened. So it works that way with sound, too, which is why when a train approaches you, you hear beep, and then when it goes away, it drops in that pitch. So what's coming towards you is that squished sound waves, okay, and then they're lengthened as they go away. Well, light does the same thing, but it does just change its color when it does that. So it's blue when it approaches and red when it goes away. And so when we look further out into the universe, you can expect that galaxies that are farther away are moving away from us faster. I was on that show yesterday. I told you in chat, called The Unexplained. It's hosted by William Shatner, and I did everything I could not to do my Shatner impression. But I was talking about the size of the universe and how the size of the universe is really just from our vantage point. We see it just out to a certain distance. We don't know. We haven't seen the whole universe. It's 93 billion light years across, and we just haven't been able to see that because, of course, we can't look out that far. So that said, I talked about how galaxies that are farther away from us are moving away at such a high rate of speed as discovered by Edwin Hubble when he discovered in 1926 the redshift of galaxies. Okay, they're moving so fast that their data, just like I was talking about with sound going into the red, okay, or going into the longer wavelengths, light goes into the longer wavelengths, which is the red end of the spectrum. And so now we find that there's galaxies whose data, all the light that's ever come from it, is in the red end of the spectrum. So far into the red, in fact, that it's all out there. In fact, not just out there, but way out there. Farther than Hubble could see with its infrared telescopes. You got it. You got it.
Like, I think way out there is still not big enough. It's not a good term to describe how far away it is.
Well, that's true. I mean, look at this galaxy right here. This galaxy is 79 million light years away. Right, and this one's only like 50 million light years away. Yep. Okay? Like 52 or 53, I forget. And then there's a supernova in this galaxy that's brighter than the whole galaxy.
Yeah.
And you can still see that.
It helps me visualize the theory of space-time a lot more. You know how they say the fabric of space-time? And makes me believe in wormholes even more.
Well,
you have enough gravity center that you can bond them together.
Yeah. Now, these two galaxies are nowhere near each other, of course, because this one is like 53 million light years away, I think it is. I gotta... its distance is 54 million light years away, sorry. And then this other one is 79 million light years away. So they're separated by quite a distance, right? However...
We'll never be there.
No, we'll never be there. You know, once I had a Dagger. Dagger's here, and Dean Bostador. How are you guys?
Jagger spells.
Dagger spells. Dagger spells. Dagger.
Spells
So-
with a Z. You rebel.
Yeah. So this is just amazing. I'm so happy that this is making a good showing. You know, we are going to look at other things too, guys. I wanted to check this out first, and we're going to come back to it as the night wears on as well. I say as the night wears on. I mean, we're not going to go that long tonight because we started at 11 p.m. my time. But you know, I'll get it going. So Uberku says, someone on Twitter said infrared from our body heat could escape the atmosphere into space. Makes me wonder if we could detect the hot spots on exoplanets. Actually, Uberku, that is a very interesting finding, a very interesting statement, because we have, in fact, done that. There are exoplanets out there where we have actually been able to map the atmosphere of an exoplanet because it's really close to the star and it's very hot. So we're able to actually map that exoplanet quite well. And you see the hot spots, the hot zones. And we found that a planet that's really close to its star, you'd think that the near side, the sun side, you know, the star side would actually be really, really hot, and the other side would be kind of cool, right? Not at all. It's actually really weird. It's actually that heat from this side gets transmitted to the backside through the various winds. Because if you have a really, really heavy duty wind, heat on one side and less on the other, then what that translates to is high winds in that gradient, the difference between this side and this side. And so right across this system here, there's big circulating winds all the way around the planet. So the temperature on the night side is actually not that much cooler, which is kind of cool. It's all pretty cool. It's all amazing. Sausage.
Sausage.
So cool. Let's just push this a little bit and kind of drag out a few more details in these galaxies here.
Drag it, brother.
Now you can see some more details in the galaxy here. Now you can see how this is in that galaxy. Now, these stars here, every other dot but that one, every other dot, that's up here in our galaxy, right? Those are stars in our galaxy. These two galaxies are way out here, way back here, millions and millions of light years away from us. So we're seeing through a veil of our own stars. And we're always looking at the galaxies through a veil of our own stars. You know?
Dude, if wormholes don't exist, we will never see any of this, like up close. But imagine if they do, and we figure out a way to use them.
To get there.
Which we're destined to do in time.
Well, I really honestly think, and I've said this before, that the human brain can't think of anything that's patently impossible to do.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't believe that
I still think we're like 10,000 years away from something like that.
I think you're right. Certainly, okay? But I also think that, we are literally on the verge, on the precipice of doing some really, really amazing things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, we're making leaps and bounds, but even with technology going as fast as it's going now, we're still thousands of years away from, traveling wormholes.
Yeah, I mean, because we would want to travel in a wormhole. We want to make the wormhole to travel in, if we could. I think what's going to happen...
you got to discover a wormhole that you can get data from to understand how it even works to do it.
That's correct. Taryn Marie says we need a Stargate. Hi, Taryn. How are you? Good to see you. But a Stargate, concept is something that is a stable concept, right? You start it up, it's there, you can go through it, you can shut it off. Boy, that's convenient. But the fact is, we're probably going to do something else, and that something else is warping space in order to travel. Now, you know about this. We've talked about this 1,000 times. There is a drive concept that was out there called the warp drive, and it was only an imaginative drive that could possibly get us to the nearest star in just a few days rather than 10,000 years. And that was called the Alcubierre drive, Bierre, Alcubierre. Okay, and so that's a warp drive. Now, how does that work? Well, what it does is it has a warp bubble. All right, so you generate this warp bubble. Now, what is a warp bubble? I can't go into all that math, okay, for everybody, but I can say this. The warp bubble needs a lot of energy, and what it would do is warp space. Now, you talked about the space-time fabric, the fabric of space, right?
Right.
Well, the fabric of space is something that is, nothing that we have been able to manipulate at this point, but we see the manipulation of the fabric of space by black holes. Black holes manipulate space. You talked about black holes before, okay? And so the way a black hole works is, and they always say, the gravity is so powerful that not even light can escape it. But that gives you the wrong idea. That tells you that light is subject to gravity, and gravity keeps light in. That's not true. Light has no mass, and only mass can be affected by gravity. So you're like, wait a minute, what? So how can that work? Well, the way it works is very simple, actually. It just requires an extra step. Light has no mass, but like a car on a hill, traveling on a hill, light follows the curvature of space, or in this case, space-time. Now, don't worry about the definition of space-time. Just know that you can actually curve and warp space, but light follows those curves. So when a black hole really intensely starts to warp space, light will curve toward it, or any gravitational field will curve light. We know that because during a solar eclipse, we could see how the stars were shifted from their actual positions. The ones that were near the sun were shifted from their actual position by a little bit, tiny, tiny bit, because the sun's gravity was warping space. So the light from those distant stars kind of got waylaid. Okay, and that's something that was a problem.
Let me ask you something.
You can
Does
ask.
the boson particle have mass?
W and Z boson particles are the force carriers for the weak nuclear force, and they. I can tell you more about the mass here in a second. Because those are you're talking about the W and Z bosons.
Yeah, the Higgs boson particle. Yeah.
Well, no, that's not the same thing.
No.
Okay.
Bosons, quarks, all that good stuff.
Don't call me a boson. Quarks have mass, yes. Yeah, quarks have mass.
Does have mass.
Yes. Look, my camera's frozen. Hey, I'm still here. I'm not sleeping. Yeah. So I'll fix that.
You look like a baby that wants its binky.
Yeah, I do. That's pretty bad.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Okay, so the boson. So there's a difference between a boson particle and a Higgs boson particle. Yes,
they're very different particles, but what happens is the way it works is, okay, you got four basic fundamental forces. Okay, you have the weak force. Okay, you have the strong force. You have the electromagnetic force, and you have gravity. Okay, now gravity is the oddball. Gravity, we don't really know quite how gravity works, right? I mean, we can calculate it, but we can't do anything with it. All right, we can't manipulate it for our usage. We can't do that at all. So clearly, gravity is a strange bedfellow. We don't quite know what to do with gravity. But gravity is not as powerful a force as you might imagine. It's actually among the weaker of the forces. But because of the nature of gravity, because of the nature of how gravity works, well, we can actually see how gravity can be used to perform certain functional capabilities. All right. Among those capabilities are things like warping space, so we can travel. You know, and I'm going to get to your question you asked earlier about the W and Z bosons here, so I'll do that in a sec.
I have more too.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse you though.
You're not
Yeah,
confusing me.
he knows his feed's a little messed up. He's fixing it.
I just fixed it.
Yeah, just fixed it.
Yeah, I just fixed it. We're looking at a supernova right now, and between those two galaxies, that bright dot, that's a supernova.
I wonder how many
Gosh,
things
that's
in
beautiful.
like astronomy and space are like. What if we have answers and we don't even know it? Like, what if some things that we think are different are actually the same?
Yeah.
I mean, like dark matter and gravity. What if they're the same thing and we just don't know it? You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's a possibility that's possible. Yeah.
It just
Okay.
reacts differently under different circumstances that we don't know they're the same thing. And I'm not saying they are the
Right.
same thing. I'm just saying, what if we have something like that? Like a lot of stuff out there
Yep.
that might be, we might have the answer to already. We just don't know it because we can't connect the dots to put them together.
Well, we
you know?
haven't. It's right. We haven't been able to connect the dots. That's the problem.
That's what we're looking
know,
for.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me just say, going back to your question you asked earlier about
Yeah.
W and Z bosons. Okay, they're force carriers, but what that means is they mediate this force for the weak force, weak nuclear force, and what they do is they manage decay, beta plus, beta minus decay. And, you'll see things like neutrinos come off of those. You'll see anti-electrons, positrons, come out of those. So as far as the mass of an anti-electron or a positron, that's a kind of a difficult question, because it really comes down to decay. Now, they're all particles, all right? Mm-hmm. And they will have some form of masses, okay? And they're typically pretty heavy, actually. They're actually usually heavier particles. And I can't really explain in an easy way the masses. I mean, we're talking about, giga electron volts, per speed of light squared. And that's a quantity that I'd have to really set up with everybody to help you figure that out. But I will say though that the W boson, for instance, that's a nuclear decay boson. That's the thing we'll see in nuclear decay. Okay, and the Z boson basically has it relates to antiparticles. Okay. So there's I'm trying to say this.
Well, wait, just why do they refer to the Higgs boson as the God particle?
Well, the whole concept of the God particle is that there was a missing. It was sort of like a missing link. All right, and I can actually prepare that better once I get some of the data to show you, because I know I haven't. Okay. Actually done that.
So there's no real way to just say it simply, pretty much. You gotta.
Well, I have to set it up. Yeah, and that's the problem.
That's fine.
I mean, there is. I mean, actually, if you want to say it in a way that is just plain and simple.
See you later, Papa Tom.
Oh yeah, Papa Tom was saying he has to head out earlier.
And Charles,
okay.
I will comment on that comment as soon as Mark is done.
All right. So
it's very interesting.
Yeah. So the bottom line, okay, is that the Higgs boson is something that is obviously very elusive, right? But they figured out. And it was like from Francois Englert and I think Peter Higgs that and they won the Nobel Prize for this because we're talking about the Higgs boson at the CERN Large Hadron Collider. But the question is, it relates to how elementary particles get their mass, and that's something that has to be explained. And I can't explain that in 10 seconds here. Or whatever.
I didn't want you to have to go into all that. I just wonder if there was like a simple just a
format. But I want
answer,
to.
But,
Yeah, I mean, it's. Well, see, you can okay, the particle is supposed to basically... the particle explains a lot about how particles get their mass. And I would have to go through and set up that a little bit more, and I'm not prepared to do that, really. Fractal Frog's leaving, too. And that's what I get from starting so late, you know? Sorry, guys. And Lilith Love is here.
With the Higgs boson, you know, because
Okay.
I got other things I want your opinion on. Why
You have questions?
Yeah,
okay, sure.
There are different ideas in the science world that I've been reading up on.
Yeah.
You know, basically theories, you know, ideas.
Yeah.
Like there's one out there that some scientists are trying to say that space is like a sticky
sheet of
like,
graphene?
even though it's going away and getting further apart.
Yeah.
It's actually more like a molasses on a flat surface. You know what I mean?
And resisting the stretch.
So it can only go away at a certain, that's hard to explain.
No,
See,
what you're trying to say is that, let's say a membrane, you're stretching this membrane, and it can only go a certain amount, and it might tear.
Right.
Yeah, I heard that.
It has to do with the Higgs stuff, you know, the 1970 Higgs stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to hold us here on this. We've only stacked 57, but that's good for this supernova. We have a satellite that went through the field. You can see it, the vertical line right through M60 here. So we're paused, and we're going to save our FITS file. Okay, and there it is. We've saved the FITS file. That is the astronomical format. You can get a free viewer for that if you're so inclined. But it is raw data. It's not processed, okay? This is a processed image, and we're going to save this as well. Save exactly as seen. And there we go. So, ta-da! Now you have it. You have a nice record of the supernova. And it'll be in the NGC 4647 directory out there on our live server.
And I do not have the link for you guys, but I'm sure somebody does.
Izabela does a great job. Izabela is here. And guys, you show that girl some love. I'll tell you why. Izabela creates our tables of contents for every one of our videos. And she painstakingly goes through and tells you where to go to click on what we're going to see. I think this, she's fantastic. So I can't say enough about her. I can't. She's just amazing. Okay, so we're going to consider going to another object possibly nearby.
Do it.
And, yeah, we're going to go. I know we will. Yeah, we will. There are some galaxies right nearby that I'd like to check out. And these are, again, these are also called active galaxies. And they're really close to each other. So we're going to try that. So first things first. First we're going to clear our stack here. We didn't lose it. Remember, we actually have this all saved. And then we're going to go to our hypered view where we actually see a 1 second exposure of what's going on here. That's just a little too much, so we're going to drop that down. All right. And there we go. Now we'll get there. There we go. So look,
I'm gonna put a link in chat for anybody that wants to read up on the Higgs stuff. It's very interesting. I've been reading it lately, you know, because of the Mexican hat idea. That the actual the potential is actually shaped like a Mexican hat.
Oh yeah.
Like flipped up on it. Yeah, it's really interesting. I'll put the link in there so people can check it out if they need to. That way we don't stay too long on the Higgs boson.
No worries.
But if you like the sciencey stuff and you want to check it out, holy crap, that's a long link. All right, I'm gonna have to shrink that down. It's like you have 200. And
Theta Psi Lambda says, I cannot forecast to you the action of Russia. It is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma, but perhaps there's a key. The key is Russian national interest. Well, yeah. And as an astronomer, of course, we know what those Greek letters mean, so it's okay. Cool. All right, so Uber Crew says it's midnight in Michigan, where Uber Crew is.
Where did that come from? Forecast
that's...
due to the action of Russia.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying something. It's okay.
I thought I missed something there for a second.
There might have been something there. Yeah, NOG Skywatch appropriately says no politics here. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you for that, OG. So look, even at 1 second exposure, we can see the supernova right there. Isn't that incredible? It's really
beautiful.
bright. We're going to follow the supernova as it fades away. It could fade in weeks, it could fade in months, or it could fade in days. You know? So it's pretty interesting. And incidentally, we're at 142% on our sensor here, meaning we're 142% zoomed in. So if I actually show you, this is what it looks like zoomed out. Okay? And you can see other galaxies out there. I'm really pushing things here. So if I was to actually pull this back just a little and do it this way, now this will actually show you the sky a little bit differently. So I'm pushing it. It's not really a sky that's light like this. The sky is really dark out there, but we're actually overblowing it just to show you what's going on. Even here, you can see that supernova right there. Wow.
You know what's crazy? I went and I got in bed last night and I was ready to read this book called The Populated Universe. And I went to grab it, and then I all of a sudden realized I still didn't have one.
I don't have one.
I tell you, what a friend. What a friend.
Well, if Marianne is still here, I think that we can get you one right away.
Yeah.
Marianne, if you're still here, will you please tell Keith? No, you're not bitter.
Yeah, it's only been 3 years. Passively and casually mentioning it every chance we get. I guess you're just going to make me pay for it, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Not you. Yeah, don't play in the traffic.
Yeah, I miss Marianne.
No, she'll be back. She'll tell you.
Hope we get to see Marianne this year.
You will if you're going to be there.
That is the plan as of now.
Okay.
Life likes throwing curveballs at me recently, but
I knew all about that. I've had a few curves myself.
Yeah?
Sure. Okay,
too many beans?
Yeah. Okay, so the field of view doesn't look too exciting right here, but that's only because we have not...
yes, Izabela, me and Marc are writing a book.
Well, we did talk about that.
I know, and now I totally forget what we were doing. Remind me again? It was a good idea, I know that.
It was a book on all different science topics, explained for people who wanted to read about the science, but then be entertained at the same time.
Yes, that's right. You were going to do the science stuff, and I was going to dumb them down with the dumbness. Yes, that's what it was. So we were going to take a topic, and Marc would explain it in the way Marc does, you know, where you would learn something, and then I would explain it in layman's terms.
And totally insult me.
To make sure I still got it right, but I would put it in normal people's terms and not like robot terms like Marc does.
But I would put it in normal terms, but that's the thing. You would make it humorous is what you would do. You'd make it humorous.
Co-author. New York Times bestseller, guaranteed.
I would not put that past you.
Yeah. Yeah, don't try me.
No, no,
see,
that's
like
the
Marc
idea.
would have like 3
will.
pages, and then I would have like a paragraph at the end.
Yeah, black holes are made from stars that are at least 4 times solar mass, blah, blah, blah. And Keith would say, black holes suck.
No, but this is the best part. At my paragraphs, you have my little stick figure drawings trying to explain it in visual form to you.
Right. That's right.
So you'd have Marc's 3 pages of like perfect science, and then you'll have me with my paragraph and little stick figures and, you know, stuff like that to, you know. Like
Okay,
Cliff's
this is
Notes
gonna
for
be-
dumb people. That's me.
There's no dumb people, though.
I challenge that assertion, sir.
I resemble that remark.
Have you met me?
Yes, but you don't remember.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so these are the Siamese twins galaxies, and of course we have other galaxies in the view. We are in galaxy space, baby. This is really, really something.
That looks like a fortune
Uberku, thank you, Sean. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Uberku says, I had a hypothesis that if a planet had a darker night sky, and star system more isolated, that could be beneficial for the development of life by encouraging, perhaps, bioluminescence, or electricity sooner.
I agree.
That's a rather interesting theory. I can't say if it would be true or not, but I do think that you might have something. There might be something to that, without a doubt. And that's
Charles.
because of evolution. Evolution forces changes.
I won't do the book
You know?
unless my name is 6 fonts bigger than his, or 6 points bigger font than his.
6 fonts bigger.
And it has to be all done in, what's that stupid font that everybody used to use back in the day?
Comic Sans.
Yeah, it has to be done in Comic Sans, the whole book. With shadows.
With shadows, right? Drop
Yeah.
shadows.
With drop
God.
shadows. All the Mark's words would be drop shadows to the left, all mine would be drop shadows to the right.
That won't be hard to read.
Charles had a good thing earlier. Hold on, let me back up here because I wanted to ask him something about that question. Here it is. He said, "What if smooth and turbulent space have different gravity bendability?" And I'm like, what would constitute smooth and turbulent space? Wouldn't you have to have something affecting that area?
Yeah, and I see what you're saying, Charles. And so, turbulent space would be, for instance, rippled space that was rippled by, say, gravity waves from, say, colliding black holes. But because all those forces those properties propagate through the universe, they wouldn't stay rippled for good. They'd only stay rippled for a moment. And then they'd go back to being unrippled again. So I don't know how that would actually play out. But let's make some assumptions. Let's play. If you had space that could maintain the ripple, what would that mean? It would mean that you'd have an area that is permanently wavy, like this, okay, like perfectly wavy. And might that affect the evolution of stars in that region or life in that region? It could, because if it's perfectly wavy, it means light is going to travel along a different path permanently. So maybe something will change from an evolution point of view, and that might be something interesting to consider.
Yeah.
Let me, just zoom us in on the Siamese twins here.
Donald has a good question for you too. Have
Oh,
you
what's
ever
that? Let's see.
observed gravity lensing with all these galaxies in a small area?
No, actually, I haven't looked for a lensing galaxy. Usually, they're pretty obscure, but I would certainly do that. I want to try looking at a lensing galaxy and see if we could see the effects of the lens. But keep in mind that many of those effects are very small, and for us to see those would require a pretty heavy-duty focal length. We'd actually have to be able to zoom in quite a lot to see that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Theta Psi Lambda says, I'm in the magnetic blueprint of life corner of the circle.
Those two
All right.
galaxies do look like a fortune cookie.
I guess they do. They do.
Oh, either that or it's two Whisker Biscuits fighting.
Well, it's better than an air biscuit.
I should listen back to that stream a couple days ago and just start laughing.
Did you?
Yeah, we lost it.
We did.
We Shame. Ding ding. Shame.
Here we go. Bilateral filter. This is going to help blur this up a little bit. Kind of give us. There we go. A little bit better view. For now. What'd you do that for? Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. And bring it back. Oh, come on. You didn't do that to me. All right.
It's kind of like a monarch butterfly.
Yeah. That's right. All right, this has to come in. It's going to do that, and then I've got to pull it out of there. Just a minute. Alrighty, well, just a second. I accidentally grabbed that, and I shouldn't have. So let me see
Amateur.
if I can. I know, right?
Amateur.
Amateur, yes. I'm an amateur.
Amateur.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Baba
Are you
booey.
playing music?
I am.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good because I don't hear it through the headphones this time. But I don't know what you did
No,
differently. But good job.
I did not share the sound.
Nice. But they can hear it.
Yes.
People watching can hear it. Nice.
Yes, they can.
Good job.
Yep.
Because that was really annoying. I bet you Daryl's happy now. You're going to have that blasting in his ear all the time. 'Cause every time I stopped talking, it was like ding, ding, ding.
That's the reason I did that, is because it was
Yeah.
actually causing issues, for Daryl.
Yeah.
And that meant
I don't
that
blame
anyone
him.
that comes on is going to have trouble listening.
Yeah, it was
and
very
hearing,
distracting.
Yeah.
Just for no reason, it would just get really loud, really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'll be like, hey, I don't get it. I can't hear you. Yeah, sorry.
By the way, what day is Pine Bush? Your actual speaking event? Second? Fourth?
Third.
The third, of course.
The Friday, and then the 4th is Saturday of June.
So who here in the chat is heading for Pine Bush, New York for the 3rd of June?
Yeah. I'd like to know, too.
Yeah, it'd be nice, man. If anybody's close in the Northeast, or if you just have some vacation time and want to... Because I think Justin and Jax are coming, too, I believe.
Really?
I think so. I think that's what Bill said.
All right. Oh, yeah.
So we got those. We got Marianne. We got myself and Javon, hopefully. We got,
yeah.
of course, Mark. I know he said a couple other people. I know some KGR. It's very KGRA heavy this year.
It might be. It might be, yeah.
Yeah. And then you know what? I was all happy. And then I got home yesterday and I looked on the internet and I was like, something that just totally depressed me.
What?
I saw Travis Walton on third phase of the moon.
And
I was like, oh no.
not that.
I just dropped to my knees and screamed, why?
Why?
But it was all right.
Yeah.
It was all right. Yeah. At least third phase is trying to rehab their credibility at this point and not just putting up crap. Yeah. From what I see anyway. Yeah. The other dude, I don't know what he's doing, but yeah. It seems like it. It really does. I mean, if you actually just watch one, it's still annoying. Not annoying. That's the wrong word. It's
No, annoying is the right word.
well, yeah. I mean, the dude, he's not the best speaker in the world.
Yeah.
And I can't fault him for that. Maybe he has like a learning disability or something. Like he doesn't know how to put sentences together. But I guess people understand him, and whatnot. And he's trying, so I give him that. But they're not like making up stuff anymore. They're actually trying to go more in depth.
Well, that's
and they're
probably
actually
because
saying
they were.
we don't think this is UFO, or we're not saying this is UFO. Unlike the other dude, still, out of his mind.
Yeah.
But I like to try to give people second chances, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
I gotta try to fix this here.
Third phase, yeah. That's great. Yeah, far, but they have done, so much. Yeah, it's hard to, but you know what? It's like, encourage the good, You know, they got called out enough between us and our friend Dazza, the cameraman, has really
that's right.
went crazy on third phase and security team and all them guys. You know, almost to the point where you don't even hear from Dazza no more. He's just kind of kicking back and laughing at, you know, flat earthers.
I know. Where'd he go?
He's well, I know he's had health problems. He had what was it? The what's the thing that makes you? It's an autoimmune that makes you like sleep. Chronic fatigue. He's had that for years. But yeah, he was battling with it there for a while.
Wow.
You know, where you have to be up for like 15 minutes and then sleep for 3 hours. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, Dazza has always been cordial. Dazza has always, you know, maintained his composure. And I think that's what really bugged him about a lot of the guys that were pumping out the crap. Because they would be yelling at him and calling him names, and he would just sit there like plain as day, not call him anything, just keep making his
sleeping.
Point. Yeah. You know, and that's why I like Dazza.
Wow. I mean, I'm just going to fix this. I'm going to exit this entire program.
What?
Yeah, don't worry. I'm just going to exit first. What's the about with this? I'm just going to get my get this back. All right. So here we go. When it comes back, it should be fine.
I want to find out where everybody's watching from. Type in your area in the chat.
Yeah,
and see where everybody's
that's a good
coming
idea.
from. I know where some of you are from, but still, it's nice to see, like, you know, the reach around the country, around the world, for that matter. We did this on, Mark, we did this on P&K one night. We had people from South America, and it was all over the place.
Well, we've got some Australian people from Brazil.
So we got Michigan.
Hey, Allison Winterland. Yeah, I was thinking narcolepsy as well. And PG is here.
Oh, Oregon Coast, Alabama, of course, for Dagger. Camden. Yeah. JN. I'm guessing that's New Jersey. Or is he from somewhere else? Another country?
Well, Camden, JN, Camden, New Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, that would be NJ. But,
Donald says, pray for me.
Huntsville, Alabama. Oh, there you go. So you and Dagger
there you go.
Down the same area.
Coast.
Seattle.
Bonnie, I know, who sees on Ahata 77, she is Colorado.
Yeah, and I am here in Pennsylvania. Are you in Connecticut right now, I guess?
I am right now, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Fractal Frog says Maui. Okay, prove it.
In Georgia.
Prove it, Fractal.
Fractal Frog.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that right there.
Get out of here, Clad Frog.
You know what that is?
That's a line.
Yeah, very good. No, what that is looks like a meteor.
Yeah, what's that thing to the left of that?
Well, that's a satellite going through a galaxy.
Gotcha.
But we caught a meteor too. That's pretty. So what I'm gonna do?
What tells you that you think it's a meteor?
Because
just
the
because
flash.
It's not continuous.
You know, it is continuous. It comes through here. Oh no, wait! I changed my mind because look down here.
Right.
See that? It's actually a tumbling satellite.
There you go. See?
So it comes through, it tumbles, goes away, and then comes in. So it's a slowly rotating. We can actually figure out its rotation rate from this very image.
Sure we can.
Very cool. Yeah.
It's one revolution per light year.
Uh-huh.
See? I'm good at maths.
Maths, yeah. Okay. All right, let me turn this down a notch. Yeah, there we are. Turn it down a notch like that. Make good. Yeah, right. Now we're going to pull this peak over just a little, the black level, kind of darken space up a bit. There we go. And we can see this tumbling satellite here. I think, Donald, it was you, Donald Kunzer, that actually discovered a tumbler in one of our other images. I thought it was a meteor, and you saw something further to the left. So I think it was you. I'm not sure. I looked to the left because the broadcast screen is here, and the actual feed from the observatory is on the right. So I've got two screens, two eyes, two screens. Hey, you know.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah. So this is a really pretty. The Siamese twins are really pretty. I'm going to put that name in here.
We are Siamese, if you please.
Please, I remember that.
We are Siamese, if you don't, please.
Now, who sung that song?
It was on a. Wasn't it on a Disney movie?
Oh, Siamese cats. It was like 101 Dalmatians or something.
Yeah, it was one of those.
We are Siamese, if you please. It was like two Siamese cats singing. Yeah, I remember that.
And they were like, "We are Siamese, if you don't, please." That's like, wow, epic rating.
Yeah. Wow, there we go. Siamese Twins Galaxy. Okay.
Hey, I might have to take out a small loan just to drive to Bill's house.
Why?
Because diesel prices are $6 a gallon right now.
It's almost cheaper to rent a car.
I'll just have you come down and pick me up.
Yeah. And I'd probably be stupid enough to do it.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I would.
You know, I've been riding around for the last 2 weeks in the back of my truck. That that Jupiter 2.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Why is it in the back of your truck? Oh, because you got to move it.
I don't know where to put it. I'm like, do I put it in storage, or do I put it in the shed here at the house, or do I, do I use it as a frisbee?
Well, it's a very, very collectible frisbee.
Well, I asked the guy who gave it to me. I said, listen, help me get a certificate of authenticity. And you know what this guy told me? I don't think I can do that.
Well, that's because I don't remember the guy that gave it to me. Yeah.
Well, no,
the truth is, for those listening, okay, this Jupiter 2, if you remember Lost in Space from the 60s, the TV series, the Jupiter 2 that I had here, because a guy from Los Angeles drove it over to my house from Los Angeles. I'm in Connecticut. He drove across the country with this thing in a little S1. What's those little pickups?
Little S10. But
S10, thank you, yeah.
He was coming. He did not drive that thing across the country just to give that thing to you. Like, he had to be coming this way or something.
He was doing something. I don't know what it was. But then he gave it to me, and he was happy to get rid of it. He didn't want any money for it. And this is the out of the molds that they made the Jupiter 2 for the TV series. This was a mold of the Jupiter 2, and it was from the same molds. And anyone that knows anything about Irwin Allen knows that many times that happened. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Irwin Allen. I actually had a copy of the Seaview, 8-foot Seaview model, and I had a client that wanted a model of the Seaview with an interior, so I got someone to work on it with me. And he did a lot of the work for the interior, and I was doing some of the work, but not very much. But it was actually pretty cool. Alan Kunzer says the time tunnel. That's right. You got it. Yeah, this is really pretty. I'm liking this. So
anywho, it's in the back of my truck right now.
You got to get rid of it. You got to sell it. Okay, this.
You know what?
Like
I would love to if I had a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I was thinking about
that for you.
Trying to go down the list of contacts from like anybody that was around from the original series, and I'm like, oh, that's going to be impossible. But there is a way to get somebody to validate it. I just got to find out who and where, and if they're able to do it off of photographs.
Probably not photographs, but you might have to send them a 1-foot chunk out of it. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. They might be able to if they have like really in-depth pictures.
Yeah. You're right. It's possible.
Especially if it was somebody that worked on the production or, but I don't know how many people are dead because that wasn't the 1960s. In Hollywood back then, there wasn't a lot of young people around.
Probably all of them. There's probably not very many of them left. Okay, this is M58 that we're seeing right here on the screen. And it's a galaxy that is a barred spiral. You can see the bar right here through the nucleus. It extends through the bar, extends through the nucleus. And then the spiral arms come off the bars, which usually results in this little void where there's no spiral arms on either side of the middle, which is what we're seeing here. We are looking at this guy right now, and so we'll zoom in a little bit more. Okay, we're at about 70%. Zoom in some more. This is just a 35-second exposure, but you can see how the spiral arms are coming off this bar end of the nucleus segment there, and then they spiral up. This is called it's an S, capital A, capital B, and that's the Vauquelin's, Dave Vauquelin's classification, which is an extension of the Hubble tuning fork diagram, which had, elliptical galaxies, spiral galaxies on top, barred spirals down below. Well, de Vauquelin has actually added a segment for intermediates, things that were in between, galaxies that were in between. And so instead of a Hubble tuning fork, we had the ellipticals come through, and then a spiral chain this way, and then a barred spiral chain here. He added a second line through the middle, which was hybrids that were similar to the two and had characteristics of both. And that's what this is. This is this would be a barred spiral, okay, which would be known as an SB, capital S, capital B, spiral barred, in the Hubble diagram. But in his, it's in capital S, capital A, capital B, and then he gives characteristics for the nature of the spiral arms. And in this case, let's go see what they give. All right, this is an SAB B. So the arms aren't as tightly wound as an A. All right, you should have A, B, and C in small letters.
Can you
give you an example
a little more?
Yes, I can. No? We're at 130% now. We can go to 800% actually.
Oh yeah, I don't want to distort it more than we need to.
Oh, that's all right.
There we go.
It's gonna get to the limit of the pixelization. We got a little green issue here. This is the tracking that's going on here. We have a few. Notice they're all the same.
You think a dot in the arm is a star behind it, or you think a cluster?
You're not talking this, are you?
No, the one go down to the left, or down. Yeah, go up into the spiral. Keep going over. Go right to the center of the spiral. Right to the center of the spiral. Okay.
And
now
go right
just
there?
go to right there. You got it. What is it?
I need better resolution to see, but that could be a hot O star association in this galaxy. Mm-hmm. But let's be clear that it's more likely going to be a star that's a foreground star. It would never be a background star.
Gotcha.
Because this galaxy is 62 million light years away from us.
Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump.
So, a hop, skip, and a jump. That's just a huge jump. And would it be a standing long jump? I don't know.
Hey-o.
Don't know. Hey-o. So,
that's pretty.
So, Dean Bussador said, what is that in the top middle? Are you talking about the green things here, Dean? Or the top middle? Are you talking about that? Tell us a little bit more about what you're talking about. I'll be happy to speak to it. So I'll wait for that.
Top middle.
Not bad. This is really cool. What's that?
There's still like a little streak up in the top left there.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see? A little streak in the picture, see?
Yeah.
That scared me. Now, see, we're stacking, okay, and you notice, remember the satellite that went through this galaxy? Of course, there's another galaxy over here.
Dean, I know you said it in chat right there, but you got to remember you're about 30 seconds behind Marc. So when you type in the chat, he's already 30 seconds past that. Just so you know, for future reference.
Yeah, sorry, Dean.
Yeah. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure out what you're talking about.
We'll figure it out. So let's check out the Siamese twins down here. These are really cool.
The fortune cookie, monarch
the
butterfly.
fortune cookie. Yeah. Let's go down to those Siamese twin galaxies for a minute. Because I'd like to get the data on these. All right, these are active galaxies, okay, which means that their nuclei are active. We know these. There's another name for these galaxies. I'm not sure whether these are specifically, but they're AGN galaxies, active galactic nuclei. I'm not sure if this is one of them, but it's definitely a possibility. Let me do this. Let's go and just give ourselves the benefit of seeing the entire field. Okay, just so you see. Are you gonna be okay there?
Yeah, see.
Here's our full field. See? It's 4 full moons across and 3 full moons tall. You'll notice that the center's a little bit dark. That's because we're doing this subtraction here. This is a frame that is used with this dark center is caused by the fact that we're subtracting a file from all the imagery that we're seeing here. Okay, and this is called a flat frame. So if I was to say, take this flat frame out, you'll see an immediate difference. But I'll explain what we're using it for. So here I'm taking it out. All right, and you actually probably not going to see anything happen unless we do this live, because the damage is already done. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put it back in because I need it. All right, and because we use this. There's a lot of processing that goes into getting these images, and so some of these images I'll take another frame and subtract it from everything going on to try and remove noise right off the bat, or remove discontinuities in the way the image is coming in. Sometimes it works great, and sometimes you'll see some weird shape constraints like this, but overall this is a really good image. Yep.
By the way, today is May 1st, officially, on the East Coast.
As of now, it is. That's right. A half hour ago, it became May 1st.
Yep. And we have to remember that 11 years ago today is when we waved bye-bye to Mr. Osama bin Laden. And the only reason I remember that is because I was at a Phillies game in Philadelphia when that happened. And they broadcasted over the big screen and PA system.
Wow. Well, OG said no politics here, so you better conform or be cast out.
Well, how are you going to deal with that,
be cast out.
Be pants? Yeah.
I'll simply hang up on you, and gone you are.
That was just stating history.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we did 27 here. We're going to get rid of these, so I'm going to clear this. So we save them under the Siamese twin galaxies. There you go. And now we will... Oops, I didn't want to do that.
This is exactly that part of the stream, weird guy.
Dang it. Did I do that again? Did I do that? Oh, no, I didn't. We're all set. Okay. So this goes here. And then it can go here. See, and it was going to do that. Okay. All right. Get rid of it. And do this one more time, like I told you. Not a worry. Bring up this guy again. There's a little bug in the program. Not to worry. Not going to be a problem. Nothing to see here. Look the other way. Okay. And now let me just bring back this guy here. All right. Let's do our 1 second hybrid view and bring that up. And there we go. So now we have our hypered or image intensified finder. All right. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go and look at NGC 4647 again, because I want to see it. But first I'm going to check out to see if we can actually see Centaurus A. That would be kind of cool. It's still not too high up yet. It's only going to be a few degrees. It's only 10 degrees above the horizon. It gets a little higher. But Omega Centauri, the best globular cluster on the planet, is up right now. But I think that we have to wait for these to be south of us. So we're going to wait a little later in the season to check these out, because then we'll be able to see them. Right now, we're going to have too much of the observatory building blocking our view, because that's a horizon right there. See? So, that said, let's go back and see if anything's changed with our supernova. I don't imagine it has, but we can try it out anyway. So we're going to go check it out again.
Try it.
Yeah, why not? You know, that's what this stream is about, is a supernova. Alright. So we're doing high precision slewing, as you can see right here. And what we're going to do is bring in a star that's a waypoint star. It's going to be the waypoint to our location that we're going to. Hello, I see you. Yeah, it's like, geez. And this is Vindemiatrix. Vindemiatrix. And it's going to center it up. And wherever it centers it, that's where our object is going to show up. So I'll leave the cursor there. See how close. That's pretty good. Look at that. See that? And there's our supernova. You can't miss it. And it put it right in the middle, right where our cursor was. Look at that. Ah.
Dead smack. Right in the middle.
Dead smack. Right there where it ought to belong. Yep. And so we got to like, let's see. Okay. All right. Yeah. See, it's a little bit south, but that's where the star was centered. So we're close. That's not bad. All right. Okay. Let's do something crazy. Let's do a 55-second shot and stack it. And see what it looks
crazy, like. You rebel.
I just want to see some details in 4647.
Rebel, I say.
Which, yes, I am a rebel. What can I say?
Hold on, let me look up this in the reference book. The Populated Universe. 1 second. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. I still don't have it.
Well, apparently Marianne's gone to bed. She's not here now, so I guess she can't send you one.
By the way, you can pick up Marc's book, The Populated Universe, on Amazon.
Yeah, and by the way, I am going to have about 10 of them at Pine Bush. So there will be a book signed to Keith from me there if he doesn't get it sooner.
Oh, don't sign it. I want the book to be worth something.
Barumba.
I'm going to put it in a plastic case. Frame it. Put it on the wall. You don't know how creepy it is, though, going to bed and, like, just having the TV on and, like, you're ready to fall asleep and all of a sudden you hear Marc talking about UFOs. And you're like, what?
Well,
yeah, it's still creepy to me. It's like, why is he on my television?
Well, yesterday's show, I was actually in my capacity as an astronomer, and I wasn't talking about UFOs at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, so kids, we all can grow. Well, most of the time, I guess you weren't doing it on behalf of MUFON, right? You were doing it just as your own.
No.
I mean, because you were MUFON's photo analyst? Like, is that the reason why they started contacting you about that stuff, or what?
Way in the beginning they did, but then they discovered that, you know, hey, this guy's an astronomer too, and he doesn't believe everything's a UFO like some people do. So, you know, we need a voice of reason, and so I kind of became a voice of reason, I guess. It's okay. I mean, like I said, it's, you know.
I'm just saying they should have us both on, especially when we promote.
I think that would be hilarious. I think that'd be hilarious. I think
haven't sent Farva a book yet. My lord. He's single-handedly funding this big, giant Sky Tour machine.
Yeah, he's helping out, isn't he?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
If anybody should get a free book, it's that guy.
I can tell you this. we have had some pretty major donors in the GoFundMe, and they all got a book because I didn't get booked. Some of them actually couldn't get one.
Send me your address to pkspaceimaging@gmail. I'll make sure you get a book. If I have to buy the damn thing myself and ship it to you.
You won't have to.
I see how much you support our streams. We won't forget about you.
No, he's really good.
Mark? Can you just let me be a hero for once? Jeez.
No, I'm letting you be a hero.
I'm telling you.
You know, you can be a sandwich anytime you want.
I'm trying to steal your glory off your book you wrote. I'm trying to get it for free.
You can be a sandwich all you want.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to be a good guy.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. We all know it's going to be mailed by Mary Ann anyway, so.
Maybe.
Anyway, Farva, send your address to either pkspaceimaging@gmail.com or whatever Mark has going on.
Okay,
do you have your email in your thingy or no?
Huh?
Or you do FX models? Okay, there you go. Or you can email info@FX models and do it that way.
Yeah, no, I'm also MUFON analyst at gmail.com. Okay, we're going to clear this because we are going to... I just have two. No, I have three.
You should have a Gmail that just says SkyTour livestream at gmail.com. For people that want to...
I do.
Oh, do you?
Oh, no, I don't. But actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I should have maybe told you that the day you started streaming.
Probably a good idea, you know.
Yeah, so people get a contact if they want to use clips of your stream or anything to do with the actual stream here. You know. And maybe the radio show, too. You can probably use it for that, for official correspondence.
I have a SkyTour radio email that's through KGRA.
Oh, okay.
But you're right.
It's probably better
I don't have SkyTour livestream.
Well, you don't now.
Because somebody else has taken it.
Stolen. Yep.
Yeah. And the person that did it is Keith.
Be STLS at Gmail.
Yeah, I got lots of options, yeah.
SkyTour Whisker Biscuit at Gmail.
Yeah. Alright. So we're going to actually...
Look, the poor guy just gave you $5 more for shipping.
There you go. Well, he's more than paid for a book, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
More than
Farva, didn't you tell me one night that you wake up Sundays and wonder why there's all these charges on your credit card?
Yeah, right.
Were you the guy that said you have a couple drinks on Saturday night or Friday and Saturday nights? That's great. I don't know if it was him or not.
He is. I don't encourage anyone to do that. You know.
Of course not, because you're boring.
No, I don't want anyone to go have some drinks and then start throwing money out there. That's crazy.
What?
You know? I want people to know what they're doing.
Listen, you never got a little tipsy and ended up at a 7-Eleven buying one of their hot dogs that's been there for 12 hours. That's living on the edge, brother.
That would be dangerous.
Edge of the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be dangerous, yeah.
That would be.
Yeah, that's right. Your bathroom would hate you after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're doing a focus setup here. You haven't been here since we started doing...
strong enough.
You haven't been here since we started doing the... You haven't been here since we started doing the autofocus.
No. Well, actually, I was watching one night, but I didn't say anything. I was kind of being a stalker.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
But yeah, I did see it in action. But yeah, this is neat.
We build a curve, and then that gets our best focal position.
Yeah.
And we do 12 steps here. This is a 12-step program, but for autofocus. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And once that... Yeah, and then and it's using sampling. So it goes through the focal point to the other end, which is here. All right, and then we're at 12 of 12. Now we're done. And so I say go to best focus, and you'll see this go all the way across to the other end, and then come back to the center. So you'll see the stars go out of focus, and then come back into crisp, sharp focus. And now we're perfectly focused. So what we can do now is get rid of this. All right, and I'll just do it like this. So our focus is now done, and I'll activate temperature compensation on it right now. And so we can now do our exposure, our real exposure. And we're going to do another, we'll say 45 seconds here, because 50 is inconsequential, doesn't make a big difference. So here we go. And we're going to be stacking this as well. So as we stack, let me just make sure we got it there. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now we're stacking. And
all right.
You can see the progress.
Best adult dating sites. Man.
Oh, that's just great. So
yeah.
That's a total. That's a total block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emojis.
Gone.
I'm gonna get Izabela's help with the next round of merch. You know what? Do you have merch here?
I don't have 10,000 subscribers, so I can't.
Oh, that's right. You want me to make a couple Sky Tour shirts to sell in the store?
I can actually do them from Vistaprint, I guess, but yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I have
can put them
a
up
design
on our P&K store, and then just give you the funds.
Oh, that's cool.
If you want, right. Until you get there. You'll be there in no time.
Take care of I'll cover the cost.
You don't need to cover costs. There's nothing out of your pocket.
Well, that's true until they're sold, right?
Yeah, they print them when they're sold. By the way, on the P&K one, we do have the new logo die cast, or the die cut stickers in the shirts with the new P&K logo.
Okay.
If anybody wants one, they don't have to. I'm just saying, go there if you want them.
I think people should. All right. So this is a 45-second exposure, and let's check it out. Let's take this guy and auto hide him. And now let's zoom in again. So guys, I guess it's kind of hard to fathom really what you're seeing here, but we're seeing something that's literally went off just about a week ago, maybe a little bit more, and it was a binary star that had a white dwarf circling a bigger star. That bigger star bled material onto the white dwarf, and it reached a critical mass where a white dwarf doesn't want to have any more mass on it. And so it got to a certain point where it ended up having what's called runaway fusion on the surface, and that can destroy the star. And in this case, it did. So that's what this is the destroyed white dwarf. And we're just seeing this huge explosion. And everything in the universe happens in slow motion. Nothing happens fast. The things that do happen fast are things like the core collapsing in a supernova that's not this type of type 2 supernova, Roman numeral 2, is a fast collapsing supernova. It takes about a quarter of a second for the core of a star to collapse. And the core of the star is, hundreds of times bigger than the Earth. So, even more. So, that's a pretty rapid collapse. And in this particular case, it was a white dwarf, so a star that kind of died in a rather quiescent manner, nice and quietly. It expanded to a red giant, then shrunk down to a white dwarf, and it was going about its merry way, orbiting another star. But then the stars being close to each other, probably because the red giant started spilling material onto this star, they ended up spiraling a little closer to each other, and it got to a certain point where material from star A could actually flow onto star B through the middle area, the barycenter, the center of rotation. And that's because the star on the left probably went up to a red giant phase itself over time, and it filled what's called its Roche lobe, R-O-C-H-E. And that meant that material could bleed through onto the white dwarf, and that was a recipe for disaster. Because as I said, the white dwarfs only want to be a certain mass, and that mass is a magical number created by Chandrasekhar, Subrahmanyam Chandrasekhar, and it's 1.44 times the mass of the sun, the core. And if that white dwarf gained any additional mass, then it was in danger of either collapsing further, which it probably did not do, or going into runaway fusion where it explodes. And it did do the runaway fusion. Kaboom!
Kaboom!
Boom. That's a boom boom. Boom boom. Yeah. Yep. So there we go. All right.
You were there in your conspiracy analyst capacity. Yeah, that's why we did the disinfo agent shirt. Because when we first started streaming, because we were talking about the science of it and not just calling everything a UFO, we're like, oh, you're disinfo agents. So we decided just to embrace it and make a shirt, the disinfo agent shirt. So that's what one of them links are, and the other one is the Gray Lives Matter shirt.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you ought to see it. It's pretty cool. They will not be around for long.
Well, I hope not. I hope you sell them all and have to make more.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Somebody gonna explain to me what an NFT is? Because I still don't understand it. I don't get it. I know they're non-fungible tokens, but I have no idea like why.
Hey there, Louis Ta is here.
Louis Ta.
Yep. Okay, we'll save this. Oh, okay. This is gonna save to a generic name, and I'll just correct it once I get out there.
There you go.
All right, there we go. Yep. All right, cool. All right, let's go to. It is 10 of 1. I think we have time for another object or so.
Heck yeah.
It is Galaxy season after all.
Get her done.
Yeah, we're gonna go here anyway because this is fun. I want to see if we can. I think I want to go to Measure 3, just to break it up with a cluster. This is a beautiful globular cluster, and we're eventually going to see Measure 13, which is going to make this one look like a piker. Okay, so not that, but I want this. So here we go. All right, and I gotta go over here now. Get us down from 45 to 1 second again. It's easier to just do that, and then now we're going to go to a star that's in this neighborhood, and I let my screen blank out, which is fine. But we're going to a star called what is that star? Oh, it looks like Mufid. We're going to a star called Mufon. No, we're not. That's like Mufrid. Alright, and then we're going to the globular cluster, which you're going to see right there. Look at that. That's stunning. Yep. Temperatures out in the observatory have approached 90 degrees already. So it's actually pretty warm out there. So if you look at down here, you'll see that there's some temperature data down here. Our target temperature was to cool the sensor of the telescope down to minus 10 Celsius. Because the lower you can get the temperature, the better the results will be, the less noise you'll get. And I set minus 10 as the target, and so that's where it is. Theoretically, I could go to minus 20, all right, but that's a lot more work. But this, here it is in 1 second intervals. Here's this beautiful globular cluster. So this is live. You're looking at it live. Just, you know. And I know what I did, Keith. I actually searched online to see if I could find another live observatory like what we do. Mm-hmm. And I I couldn't find one. I saw people doing live observatory stuff, but I didn't find anyone doing this. Yeah. So this is rather unique. I haven't seen anybody doing what we're doing.
What's the name of that astronomy website that people kind of stream on sometimes or do live photos? I forget what the name of it was. It was popular back in the day, but...
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's well, there's a place where people can actually go to use telescopes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually was a member of SLU, okay? Still, SLU is very important. They're in the Canary Islands, and they have some big, half-meter telescopes that you can actually use. But they've made it so that you can only do certain things. You can't. You can only have a certain number of exposures. It's either going to be like, I'm just guessing 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and you can't do any longer exposures. You can only do like 5 on a session at one night. And I was a member of that for quite a few years actually, and I really thought it was great, and it was great. It was an amazing system. I was talking to Paul Cox, who's the guy that was administrating it, great guy, but I ended up just not being able to support the cost over time. For I couldn't do research because the research would require you to have this package that would require you to basically, my gosh, you'd have to have like millions of dollars to do it. Well,
I wonder if they did that because they had a lot of people requesting, times to use them. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like limit people's time and what they could look at. And
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Yeah, but I can honestly say I don't think anybody else does. Actually, I don't think anybody else does what not only you, but we do. I mean, there are
nobody does what you do.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but they're really not. They're not that good, to be honest.
Well, some of them are real. I mean, some of them are okay. I mean, we don't go as in depth as we do, but still, I mean, it's not bad.
Now you invested your lives in getting technology to make this an interactive experience for everybody, and to actually make people realize what a gorgeous universe it is. And that's what I do. That's what I do with this. So I'm
and if we would have only went with the UFO route, we could have millions of subscribers right now.
Yeah, and guess what?
We would just call everything a UFO.
We'd never work. Yeah, no, but then you'd just be a third phase of the moon.
Exactly.
And nobody would respect you.
No, we wanted to, because our goal was to try to catch something unique that we could validate. And in order to validate it, you have to go through certain steps. And but
that's right.
I mean, we've had stuff that we still can't explain, but we're not going to sit there and blabber out that it's a alien spacecraft.
Well, you always get mad at me when I tell you that I don't think it was an alien craft, but a satellite passing in front of the moon, as seen from here.
Yeah, it's just because you like to burst a bubble. You're a dream killer.
Ah, that's hurt.
That's a good thing. We need dream killers.
You always need because everybody wants one.
No matter what you're doing, you always need an opposing view to see the other side of something that you can't see personally.
I don't disagree, but
that goes for politics, that goes for religion, that goes for anything in life. You always want to see two sides of the coin.
Well, yeah, but you don't always get that opportunity.
You can't understand your side unless you have the other side.
Yes.
So when we're like, yeah, this is possibly a UFO, and Mark comes on and goes, yeah, what this actually is, and it's like, yeah, God, I hate him, but he has a point.
This is beautiful. Look at this globular cluster. It looks stunning.
Yeah. It's booming.
Yeah. That's really nice. You can see the colors of the stars in here pretty well. It's really nice. Let's
visible.
Zoom. Yeah, let's zoom in a little more.
Zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, we're at 142%. As you can see, we're still seeing pretty good images. this from a sensor, incidentally, that really would be like this. Let's just show you. This is the size of M3 on our sensor. But you can see that we actually can zoom way in and catch some really good detail. So if we go to 100%, we'll have to move it a little bit. What are you doing? Are you putting on sanitizer?
Actually, I am putting on lotion because I got sunburn today.
It rubs the lotion on its skin.
It puts the lotion on its skin and does what it's told.
You are weird. Of course, I said it. Of course, I said it first. So, oh. Wow, this is nice. All right, this is 17 stack. That's pretty good for this. Measure 3. Name is up there already. I am going to get us to the point where we can now pause this, and we're at 18 now. That's good. All right, and we'll save measure 3. Yeah, I mean, I love just being able to supply all these pictures to people. And the thing is, we have a free server. People can go up and download all these pictures from like last July.
Yeah.
But since then,
the links that Izabela is providing.
Is she still putting them on? I didn't see.
She just put the one up for the Supernova, so
Oh,
I'm guessing she
fantastic.
still is.
Yes, she is. She's great. Okay, so we'll clear this now. And get out of it. Go back to 1 second. See, as you can imagine, it's a process, right? This is a very fancy telescope. We want to make sure that we do everything right. Okay, there we go. Looks nice. And let's go back to our home magnification, which is going to give us the full frame spread across 4 full moons by 3 full moons. That's pretty big. It's over 2 degrees across by 1.5 degrees tall. And there goes a satellite. That's probably a Starlink satellite, actually.
Sausage.
Exactly. Starlink.
Space sausage. Yep.
Yeah. All right. All this dynamic stuff is so cool. All right. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if this is... I don't think we can... we'll find out. Let me see if I can do it. Because it really is beautiful if we can get to it. I want to see if we can... I want to see where M13 is right now. Yeah, that's it. Okay, but what's this elevation? 35 degrees. That might not be good enough. But does it mean we can't try? No. Doesn't mean we can't try.
We can always try.
Yeah, it's way over to the east. Alright. Alright, this will be close. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to see if we can go to this. And I may have to abort this in the middle, but we'll see. Here we go. It may not be able to find it, is what I'm getting at. And the reason is because the building might be in the way. So look at the telescope up there. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
It's looking way toward the northeast. But at least we got stars. And all we need to do is find the star of interest. If we can find our star of interest, then we can see M13. So this is Eta Herculis. That's one of the stars in Hercules. You got Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, Eta. Right? And those are in order of brightness. So Eta Herculis is not the brightest star, but it is one of the stars. So I think we're going to see Measure 13, and it will have a bit of a problem. There it is. It's going to be infected by the building a little bit, but we'll see. I've been waiting for this. This is beauteous.
The what?
It's beauteous.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to 50%. So what's going on with you? Besides moving into houses and stuff, anything else
Dude,
happening?
just working and getting stuff done. That's been my life for the last 3 months. Constant.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But hopefully soon. Should be
Okay,
soon.
what I'm gonna do now is just go into my status here for the guider, and if you see numbers, it shows that it's guiding. If it says searching or idle, then we're not there. So let's do a 15-second shot here, and we'll stack it and see what we get. Well, I know what we're gonna get. It's gonna be beautiful.
It's going to be
So this is-
fantabulous.
Yeah, this is Measure 13. It's one of the brightest globular clusters in the sky. And it looks like that. Right there. Look at that. Wow. That's nice. Welcome back. This is the first time we're looking at this season. Let's color correct the background. There we go. Wow. Daryl often talks about the propeller, which is this little three-sided apparition you see here. 1, 2, and 3. It's just a bit. Now see, it says searching here. Now it's still taking exposures, but it just researched and refound the guide star. It might have been changing guide stars on us, but this is really nice. Look at that. Let's zoom in some more. Alright, so imagine a spherical cluster of stars with 50,000, 60,000 stars in it. That's what this is. The only trouble is, back in the 70s, I think it was 1974, maybe, we sent the Arecibo message. It was a message in binary that showed that we were made of DNA, showed what we look like as humans, and we beamed it to this cluster. And that was kind of a proof of concept that we could actually do that. But we don't realistically expect a response. You know why? You might say, well, 50 or 60,000 stars, my gosh, that gives us a chance that there might be life out there. Except that this is one of the older clusters, one of the oldest clusters in the night sky. And that means that these are made of stars that are called population 2 stars. What's that? Those are stars that don't have a whole lot of planet-building elements in their atmospheres. They were made when there was mostly just hydrogen and helium in the universe, because they're billions of years old. So most of the stars, if not all the stars in these clusters, don't have any planets, because there was no material to make planets. And the clusters couldn't, the stars are still here. Obviously, we don't see any dead stars in here, so clearly we're not able to see anything here, which is kind of bad.
Oh
well.
my.
Oh my is right. Mr. Sulu. Oh my.
Sulu.
Yeah. So that's this. That's the Measure 13 cluster. It's really beautiful. It's one of the figureheads in our night sky.
Your best Cam's friend is back again.
Oh, great.
I like how they put best adult dating site. It's like, what's it going to be?
Oh, what's it going to be otherwise?
Yeah.
All right. Can't I just remove him entirely? Isn't there a way to just kick them off the channel?
I think it's well, yeah, you did already. I think this is a different one.
Oh, that's
It's
right. These are
all
bots.
Russian bots, yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. That's really pretty. That's neat. Let's check this out on the big screen, shall we? Come here, you. All
Do
right,
it.
And now I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Hello, Measure 13. It's nice to see yous. I haven't seen yous for a whole year. Nice to see yous. Wow. Really cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me, Alright, we'll bring this back up.
I think my eyes are getting puffy.
Really? It must
have
be
been
the
up,
ultraviolet light from the stars.
Or the screen.
Oh,
I have been
well,
up since
there's that.
4:30 though. So,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I'm getting there.
Well,
Let's see, what do we got?
Well, it's okay.
3.5 hours yet? That'll be 24 hours. Get her done.
nah, we're gonna be closing up here soon. I just want to show people that supernova, and we'll do one more look at the supernova before we go to beddy bye. So there's M13 Globular Cluster, all right, and it's a beautiful globular that you cannot miss in the spring sky. Measure 13, gorgeous globular cluster, and we saved it as a FITS file. Now we're going to save it as you see it exactly. All right, there we go. And now we will get rid of this because we just did it, and go back to our 1 second exposure and give our intensified hyper view of it right there. There we go. Say goodbye for the evening on that. And now, one last time, we're going to go check out our supernova, and then we will be all set for the evening. I can't wait. It's a gorgeous supernova. I just, hey, what can I say?
Gorgeous.
It really looks pretty. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. Okay, so here we go, NGC 4647. And we're going to go there now, and you watch the telescope over my head. You're going to see the telescope move pretty radically here. All right, here we go. Zoom.
Radically.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone out there right now is just hearing bzzz, watching telescope move. You go, what's going on? Yeah, that's what it does. I remember Jennifer Miko, she would come in and listen because she loves to hear the sound of the telescope moving.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I don't have a... Yeah, she's been here a few times.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to put a camera in there that has sound on it, but with the Starlink, I will, because we have a setup now where the Wi-Fi goes out hundreds of feet and will actually go to the server. So I have cameras that I can put out there. There'll be Wi-Fi cameras now. All right, so here we go. 4647 right there. And we're at 92%, so we're on almost 100% on our sensor right now in terms of magnification. So let's move over a little bit. Yeah. And now we watch here. We watch the Starlock. It's good when it stops searching, you see numbers. That means that it's starting to guide. And when it starts to guide, it means we can actually initiate our exposure. And this exposure is going to be 20 seconds. We're going to just go modest on this. And we're guiding now. You have to wait about 11 seconds. So here we go. We're guiding, and now we'll live stack like this and clear this. Okay.
Clear it.
Clear. Boom, boom. Okay, here we go. Our first one will be right here. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Nice. That's really pretty.
super.
Well, it's best to take numerous photos. You know, a good idea to take numerous pictures of these. Yep.
It's peaceful. It's a peaceful photo.
Yeah.
Weird, but knowing all the chaos that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it looks peaceful, but it was a cataclysmic explosion over 70, almost 80 million years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I wonder what it looks like now. Like at this second.
There's a supernova remnant there right now.
Yeah.
Without doubt. Yep. Yep. Yes, sir. Well, there we go. So now we're going to zoom in on this sucker. A little more. There we go. So right now, it's actually better placed because when you look at, if we look at our stellarium, right, we can see that it's almost to the southern horizon. It's almost lined up straight up and down. And it's getting higher on the horizon, so it means it's going to be even better and better and better, you know. So there we go. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah,
Not
and as
too
we wait
shabby.
later in the season, we'll get to Centaurus A and Omega Centauri. And I will be installing those lifting columns out there to lift the telescope higher so we can get all the way to the horizon, even though that's sort of not a good thing. We're not going to be able to see too well at objects on the horizon, but we'll be able to see objects on the horizon, bad as they might look. Well, the lifting columns, I have 2 lifting columns to get. One for the telescope behind me here for Sky Tour East and Sky Tour West. So both telescopes will have them. I've already identified the lifting column, talked to the engineers, and they'll be able to do all the work. That is to say, the lifting columns. Yeah.
Nice.
And they're really precise. They're very precise lifting columns. So that's really good. That's what they're called, by the way, lifting columns. Go figure.
Lifting columns.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to pause this right here. We're only at 9 stacked. I'm going to do one more to go to 10. And we'll stop it there. All right.
Amen.
Okay, pause and save after I name it. This is going to be NGC 4647 Supernova. Yes, Supernova. There we go. And now we can save it. Alright, it's saved, and now we will save it exactly as seen. Keith is bleary-eyed.
Getting there.
Yeah, that's alright. Let me just do this one more time. Okay, there we go. Alright, well there we are. We have gone to the limits, folks. We have a supernova that we showed you tonight. This is it for SkyTour Livestream tonight. I want to thank you all for coming out here. And same to you, Keith, for dropping by and complaining about the fact you didn't get a book yet.
That's what I do.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So pretty
Great to
cool.
see everybody again.
Yeah, we have some good people here. We really do.
Got a good crowd.
You know? Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, folks. And we'll see you on the next clear night before the full moon, which, before the moon comes up. I think we just hit new moon this morning, didn't we?
I believe so.
So
I don't know for sure, but I think so.
And that means that it's almost immediately going to start getting in our way.
Yep.
However, don't worry. I'll show up on Keith's stream as well to actually, pester him.
Because that's what we do, people.
Because that's what
Show
we
up.
do. That's right. All right, guys.
All right. Yep.
You guys
I
have a
bet it
good
off
night.
myself for Betty Bye.
All right, Keith. Thanks, man. It's good to see
Thank
you.
you much. I hope everybody
All
has
right.
a great rest of their weekend. And Mark, be safe. I will be in contact because you have a book to send me and whatnot. And get Farva his
know
book.
that. Yes. Well, when you come up for Pine Bush, we'll take care of all that.
All right, we'll get it all done. Sounds good.
You
Good
got
night,
it,
everybody. I hope you all have a great night. Mark, I'll chat with you tomorrow.
All right, Keith. We'll talk to you later. We'll see you later.
All right, bud. See you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that's Keith Ickes from P&K Space Imaging, one of the finest human beings that might have been. Anyway, you guys have a good night, and we will talk soon. Good night.